Have you ever discovered something so exciting that you just want to share it with everyone you know? Well, I have. Spiritual sound. And in this video I'm going to talk about how that felt and what happened next. If you are new here, I make videos about my spiritual journey, and my aim is to help you with yours. My name is Lokanath Das, and you can book a free consultation with me in the description below. It all started when I received a pamphlet at the Natal Technikon where I was studying. And this pamphlet talked about the similarities between Christianity and the Vedic culture regarding the chanting of the holy names of God. And it was really nicely written by Stephen J. Rosen. And at the end of the pamphlet it said, please chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and be happy. So I did that, and I was very happy. So I was amazed that I was able to become totally happy by something that I've never ever known anything about, and something I'd never heard of before. And the things in the pamphlet were true. Yeah, it was incredible. You know, sometimes you wake up and you wake up in the morning and you're just in a great mood. Sometimes you wake up and you're in a shit mood. Or sometimes you just develop a good mood, and everything seems fine, and and all the problems are not so bad, and you just kind of feel great, you know. Everyone's been in a good mood, you know what I'm talking about. And it almost seems like it's just out of nowhere that I'm in a good mood. But I felt like that, just the only difference was I knew exactly why. It was completely clear that it was connected to that mantra that I just chanted. So that was amazing, you know. And I attended the classes regularly every week for 2 years after that. And the philosophy was very amazing. And I became more and more convinced. And at one point, I had a very strong feeling like this is where I belong. You know, this is actually the right thing for me to do, to be chanting this mantra. Like a weary traveler that's returned home after a long journey and is just back at home and just feels completely comfortable and at ease and satisfied. That's what I felt like. It was incredible. And actually what happened is I told everybody I know that this is it. I have found it. This is what we've been looking for my whole life. That's what I felt like. Like I've been looking for this my whole life. Unconditional happiness. It felt like I was happy from within. Yes, the mantra that I chanted had caused that, but it wasn't an external stimulus. It was coming from within. The happiness was coming from within. So it was incredible. And I was a little disappointed with people's responses, because some people, they did try it and then they weren't able to connect with it in the way that I was. And some people just said, you know, I'm very glad that this works for you. Yeah, for 2 years, I didn't really make a big change in my life. I just attended the classes and would chant from time to time, like whether it was a beach party, jam session, or whether it was me just walking somewhere. But I became more and more convinced that I was actually connecting with something eternal. For example, I'd walk somewhere and chant, and you're repeating the same mantra, and there's the tendency to count how many times I've chanted it now. But I'd lose count and just kind of get lost in it. And it was a really clear feeling of like, this is eternal, you know. I'm connecting with something eternal. Yeah, and also the philosophical points that were being made in these classes was incredible. I mean, it was very much in line with the Bible, but it was also taking it deeper and further. And, you know, just basic things like, who am I? I'm not the body, I'm a spiritual being, right? And this material world, the pleasures that we are so attached to here, they're like illusory actually, because they're temporary. They're not permanent. They don't really have a permanent existence. And one nice thing that was said was, a camel chews thorns and drinks the blood, and is under the illusion that it's quenching its thirst. And you know, that's what it's like in the material world, with material sense gratification, that we actually think that this is satisfying me, but it's not. It's not. We are polishing the cage, taking good care of the body, the sensual pleasures, but we're not feeding the bird. And so when I started reading the books and so on as well, the science of self-realization and that type of thing, the Bhagavad Gita by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, it was really an amazing feeling, because I felt like these books are about me. I could never read books somehow. Like, it was always boring. I remember trying to read The Gorillas in the Mist. I couldn't finish it. I couldn't read it. It was too boring. But this was a fairly thick book. It was the biggest book I'd read cover to cover at that point. The Science of Self-Realization. I felt it was a book about me. It was amazing. It was incredible. So yeah, this was a huge leap in my spiritual journey. Meeting the Hare Krishnas, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, reading books like The Science of Self-Realization, the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And even though this was a giant leap, there was still more progress to be made, and in the near future. So that's a topic for the next video, how it continues. Now, at this point in my life, I was 20 years old, 21, now I'm 49, and since then a lot has happened. If you're interested to see the next phase, then watch this video.